Hey everyone, and welcome. So you're gearing up for the CRCST certification exam? That's a huge step. Today, we're going to break down a laser-focused strategy to help you not just pass the test, but walk in there and absolutely own it. Let's dive in. First things first, let's be real for a second. You crack open that HSPA manual, and you see 24 chapters just staring back at you. I mean, that is a mountain of information. It's totally normal to feel a little overwhelmed and think, where do I even start? But here's the good news. You don't have to just read from page 1 and hope for the best. There is a way smarter way to tackle this. A strategy that puts your precious study time exactly where it's going to have the biggest impact on your score. And that brings us to the absolute core of this whole explainer. We're calling it the 63% secret weapon. Seriously, this one idea is about to completely change how you approach this exam.
So here's the thing you absolutely have to understand. The test is split into 7 different sections, right? But, and this is the key, they are not weighted equally, not even close. Some sections are way more important than others.
And this really shows you what I mean. Just look at that huge slice of the pie. Only 3 sections, just 3 of them, make up nearly 2/3 of all the questions you're going to see on exam day. The other 4 sections, they're just the remaining 37%. Let that number just sink in. 63%. If you can truly master the content that makes up this huge chunk of the exam, you're putting yourself in an incredible position to pass. This right here, this is the whole game. So what are these magical sections? Well, they're the 3 main pillars of our entire profession. Cleaning, decontamination, and disinfection. Then you've got preparation and packaging, and of course, the sterilization process itself. Each one accounts for a whopping 21% of your final score. So what does that mean in terms of chapters? Well, here they are. These 10 chapters are the ones you need to know inside and out. They contain everything that makes up that critical 63%. Think of this as your high-value target list. Okay, so knowing what to study is half the battle, for sure. But now, let's talk about how to study it. We've laid it all out in a simple, super effective 8-week battle plan that's going to guide you from day 1 all the way to test day. Here's the 30,000-foot view. The first 4 weeks are all about building a solid foundation across everything. Then, weeks 5 and 6, we do a deep dive into that core 63%. Week 7 is for hunting down and fixing your weak spots. And that final week, it's all about a smart review and getting some rest. All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty. Here's exactly what you should be doing week by week. This is your mission, laid out in easy-to-manage steps. Weeks 1 through 4. Your goal is simple. Read the entire manual, cover to cover. Just aim for about a chapter a day. Now, this isn't about memorizing everything just yet. It's about getting the lay of the land, exposing yourself to all the concepts so nothing is a surprise later on. Okay, foundation built. Check. Now, in week 5, we make the big strategic pivot. This is where we stop going wide and start going deep, zeroing in on those high-value chapters we talked about.
For the next 2 weeks, your entire world is that 63% content. You're going to reread these specific chapters, 1 per day. This repetition is absolutely crucial. It's what locks that information into your long-term memory. Trust me, this is where you win the exam.
So, by now, you've probably taken a few practice tests, right? You should have a pretty good idea of what you know like the back of your hand and, what you don't. Week 7 is triage time. Use those practice test results to pinpoint the chapters you're struggling with and focus only on those. Don't waste a minute studying stuff you've already mastered. We are officially in the home stretch. This final week before the exam is not, I repeat, not about cramming. It's about being strategic, staying confident, and getting your mind right for the big day. So in this last week, you actually want to taper off. Think about it like a marathon runner. They don't run 26 miles the day before the race, right? You're going to do light, steady reviews of your notes, but that's it. No try to cram new info. The goal is to stay fresh without burning out. And this might be the most important and honestly the hardest piece of advice you're going to hear. You have to stop studying 2 full days before your exam. This isn't about being lazy, it's about neuroscience. You need to give your brain time to settle, to organize all that information, and to rest. It's absolutely critical for you to be at your best on test day.
So what does all this boil down to? It's a clear, manageable, and proven path to earning that CRCST certification.
So let's recap this winning strategy. First, you focus your energy on that core 63% of the material. Second, you follow the structured 8-week plan to keep you on track. Third, you go back and truly master those key chapters. And finally, and this is huge, you rest your brain before you walk into that testing center. You do these things, and you are going to be in fantastic shape. Look, the path is laid out right in front of you. The strategy is clear. So the only question left is, are you ready to put in the smart, focused work to earn that certification and take that next huge step in your career? You can do this. You've got this.